So what are we talking about today?
We're talking about that real shit. What is that? Let's talk about what that is first. What are you drinking?
So this is, I don't know how to pronounce it.
Nordertor? Nordertor. Or
Nordertor
Nordertor. Yeah,
from
German.
Schilling Brewery in New Hampshire, Littleton, New Hampshire.
How's it taste?
They make light, easy drinking,
I like it. Well,
pilsners, lagers.
go get
This is
yourself a
heavy.
Nordertor at
It
your
goes
nearest
down. Look at that.
nearest brewery
At your
slash
nearest
beer
Norder
dispense
store. Norder store.
Norder store. All right,
The
so
Norder
today
store.
we're talking about one of the greatest shows to hit ever. The number one show. I
Top
can't
five.
stop talking about it. Everything
Top
about it's
five.
perfect. I can't complain anything about it. She-Hulk. She-Hulk. So good.
What a show. That
Wow.
show is
I would say majority of the
incredible.
show is perfect. Like I have, maybe one or two complaints. No, I have it upside down.
At least.
Sorry.
Only one.
No,
For me,
it's
one.
mostly complaints actually, now that I'm looking at it. So but I don't want to start off negative. We're starting off positive so far. I
Yeah.
want to start
Yeah,
off positive
we'll start off positive. Yeah, yeah.
because there are good things about the
I agree.
show. And for
Yeah,
me,
and also since there's not a lot of good things to say, we start with the good first. And then get out the way.
get it out the way. So, and another thing, while we're on the topic, we're not just gonna be talking about She-Hulk today. There's also gonna be a post
Ooh.
video. I want to talk about the Ant-Man and Wasp Quantumania trailer.
Let's do it.
That's the post credit. We're doing this
Let's
Marvel. We're doing this Marvel
do it.
style.
The poll,
You
yeah,
gotta
we're
watch.
doing.
You gotta watch. You gotta hit the post credit. You think
Yeah,
you're the
we
only
should put our
one?
names.
The post
We
name,
should put our
mad
names,
space.
rolling credits,
There we go. That's what we're gonna
and
do.
then
I
boom.
like it. So you better expect it coming.
Yeah, let's do
But
it.
we're gonna start off with the good stuff about She-Hulk,
Mm-hmm.
and the good stuff
Let's
is
do
the Daredevil,
it.
and that's it.
I
Anything else?
mean,
Anything else you
yeah,
want to say?
that's it. Yeah, I'm done.
Yo, Daredevil comes in like you're waiting for him. I'm waiting for him because when I hear he's in it, like that made me
Yeah.
more excited for the show. I remember She-Hulk as a kid in the cartoons, and I liked her. And then I don't know what they did. Well, we're gonna get into it, but
Mm-hmm.
I was more excited for Daredevil. He finally came in, with the dope suit. When he walks into the courtroom first, exciting. He comes in with the yellow, red, fucking Daredevil suit. He has his fighting, great. Even his chemistry with She-Hulk, I love. Like
Mm-hmm.
I root
Yeah.
for that relationship. I want that to keep happening because I like She-Hulk and Daredevil together. But that was like, you know, Jennifer Walters' most admirable scenes was when you could see her crushing on him and the back and forth chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, those were the good parts. There were a couple like funny aspects of the show because it was a comedy show. So every once in a while you get a good laugh. But it wasn't funny for the most part. There was a lot of Easter eggs, a lot of Wolverine Easter eggs, fucking X-Men Easter eggs, Red Hulk Easter eggs, like that type of stuff. I loved. I love that. The fact that
Mm-hmm.
Wong was in it was amazing. Wong was great, no matter what they put him in. So like those were the things. But when it comes to the character and the storyline and the way the writing, it was just all bad. Am I right? And give me something good. Tell
Listen,
me I'm
like
wrong. This
I,
shouldn't just be.
I'm gonna let you finish. I'm gonna let you
No, I'm
finish.
done. I told you all the good stuff.
Yeah, honestly, like I'm definitely on board with you. Like everything you're saying. Obviously, I think it's obvious that Daredevil was the best part of the show. Like
Hmm.
he was amazing. Like his fight scenes were fucking incredible.
Yep.
And like seeing him back, I like the way that they like kind of reintroduced him into the MCU because obviously like he did like a little cameo in Spider-Man where it's just
Hmm.
like all right, okay, he's confirmed that he's back. But like
Yeah.
now he's officially back. Not officially,
Yeah.
but like officially back.
Well, you're right because we saw Matt Murdock in Spider-Man. We
Yeah, we
hadn't
saw.
seen
Yeah,
Daredevil in
yeah, you're
MCU
right.
yet.
You're right. So yeah, seeing him like especially with his new suit was incredible. Like his new suit is so dope. I love it
Oh, dope. They did a
because
great
obviously
job
you
with
know
it.
it's like from like one of his older suits.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, that was so dope to see, and I agree with you. Like the chemistry he has with Jennifer was like I love that. That was great.
Mm-hmm.
You know, two lawyers fucking crushing it.
Yeah, they're
Like
perfect. They're perfect together.
yeah, it was. I love that. That was so good. But besides like Daredevil, like I mean, obviously like seeing some of the characters are great. Like Wong is always great.
Mm-hmm.
Always great to see. Even though like his cameo was short. I mean, for I'm sure for because they don't want to take the focus away from She-Hulk,
And they shouldn't.
because like
Yeah.
it's yeah, and she kind of says it too in the show, which is great. She's like, "Yo, this is my show."
Yep.
I like that. I thought I was like, all right, because everyone's waiting for Daredevil,
Mm-hmm.
and the fact that well, the way they trolled us though was mad funny. Like, I don't know if you remember like the teasers, like building up to Daredevil, where you thought like he was gonna show up. I think in like I'm probably wrong, but like episode 6 or like episode 7, and they show like they show him. I don't know. What's his
With
name?
the
The dude
helmet,
that makes with the
the
helmet.
costume designer. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's another person I
Yeah.
liked in
When
the
they show,
show. The costume
yeah, he
designer,
was
he was
great. I
funny.
liked it. I liked him
Yeah,
too. Damn, I'm trying to remember his name, but whatever. Like
yeah,
when they show Daredevil's mask, his helmet, and
yeah. That was
you're
great.
automatically
That was
gonna
I.
assume like, I
You're about to see it right now.
you automatically assume like, this dude's gonna show up in the next episode. But this dude ended up showing up like in the next like 3,
Yeah, it took a while too because you're thinking like, oh, it's the
which
next
is
episode, but
so
they keep
funny
pushing
because
off. That's how they kept us
yeah,
pulled in.
and
Luke
uh
Jacobson. Luke Jacobson is
Luke
the
Jacobson.
the
Okay.
costume guy.
Yeah, he was great. I liked him a lot. He was pretty
Yeah,
funny.
yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed some of the characters. Some of the other characters I don't really care for. I did like the whole, uh, the whole concept of her like kind of breaking the fourth wall, because
I like
apparently she
that.
does that in in
Yeah,
in the
I'm okay with that.
comics,
Hmm.
where like she'll like tear down like the fucking her pages, or like she'll acknowledge that she's in a book. So like that's kind of cool. I like that they incorporated that in the show, where like at the obviously in the finale, how
Which
she
we'll
like
get into.
fucking
Yeah, yeah.
go through the so that was cool. I like that. But besides like obviously that and like Daredevil, I mean I thought what's her name? The chick that played Jennifer Walters. I thought she was good.
Yeah, she's a
I
good
liked
actress.
her. Like
Yeah,
I definitely want to see her more.
yeah.
I thought she was cool. I thought they did I thought they picked like the perfect person to play her. Like she was cute, like silly, like kind of dorky,
Hmm.
like super into like being a lawyer and shit, and then uh like just showing her what is it like transform like literally into the Hulk, which
Hmm.
is great because it's like
Yeah,
wow, like this girl's fucking mad powerful out of nowhere, and like the
yeah,
way she controlled her powers like immediately was kind of weird. She was
yeah,
just like, all right, like I'm better than you.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that
Let's
was
get
kind
into
of
that
weird.
now. And
Yeah,
now we're still stepping out of the realm of the good and going into the bad camp.
yeah, yeah.
Like for me, that's the first episode where it left a bad taste in my mouth. Was that was she comes in and she's already perfect.
Mhm.
Like that's no story.
She's already she's already better than her cousin, and she just literally just turned like no
And
years of training
yep, no, like literally like a day into it. Like the Hulk has been doing it for what, over a decade now. Still
over a
trying,
decade.
like still figuring it out, and she gets it
Mhm.
day one. And like, while that's like dumb and unrealistic, the issue with it is it takes away her conflict. Like as a
Yeah.
character, characters need a conflict. They need something to accomplish, right?
Mhm.
Or it's just like, what was that about? Like there was no character progression, no character development. Like she comes in, she's already an awesome lawyer. She turns into the Hulk. She has like one bad moment, and then boom. She not only did she already control everything on her own, but she's stronger than the Hulk. She's being mad rude to her cousin who's just trying to help her out,
Mad rude.
like being a dickhead to him. And it's like, I'm infinitely more mad than you are. And it's like, I've had a harder life than you because, I get hit on. It's like,
Yeah.
this is the dude who, like, for a decade, like, he was getting chased by the military. He's in
The dude was in
hiding.
space.
He was a slave warrior. He was over there being
Yeah.
used as like he's lost people over all these
Mm-hmm.
years. He's fighting the greatest villains of all time, like really struggling with anger. And she just comes in like, oh, I'm infinitely more angry. So it's like maybe if they did a better job in the beginning of the episode showing her have a hard time, right? Like show us that people are dickheads to her. Like get us on her
Mm-hmm.
side first. Like make it like, oh, she really is having a bad time and you like empathize and then you give her that line. But no, her day goes perfect. I'm the best lawyer. I'm gonna win this. I'm the greatest. And then like they show her like complaining. It's like, wait, where does that come from? And it's because
Yeah.
they didn't show. They told us she's having a
Yeah.
hard time. We don't believe it. If they showed that she was having a hard time, and then when she says it, it's like you can empathize, but you
Mm-hmm.
don't empathize. She just comes off as like rude and entitled. And again, that's
Yeah.
not the actress's fault. I think her name's Tatiana. I think is the actress's
Tatiana.
name.
Yeah. Tatiana.
I agree with you. She's a great actress, and I put no
Mm-hmm.
blame on her. They gave her bad writing, so it made the character unlikable. She came off rude in that way. She came off like
Yeah.
trying. I don't know. It was like they were trying too hard to make her.
Yeah. I think they rushed it. They just wanted to be like, all right, like you're gonna be the Hulk. That's it. Like you don't need to like control your anger. You don't need to like you don't need years of like trying to control this urge of like being the Hulk. Like you can do it whenever you want.
Mhm.
Like I thought that was kind of weird.
And I know like
I wasn't.
and like for her to end that way, that'd be fine, right? Like because that's how She Hulk is. She Hulk can talk. She's normal. She's not as like
Yeah.
a lunatic like
Mm-hmm.
Incredible Hulk. But it shouldn't be within the first 10, 20 minutes. Like build
I
like how great would it be seeing her like lose her shit in court, lose her shit at work, and like
yeah.
her battling through that. But instead,
Mm-hmm.
what they just gave us a whole lot of nothing, where it was like all these weird drama things, like her dating, like cool, let's see all that, but add more to it because they could have recorded more. Each episode was like 20 minutes long. Most
Bro,
episodes was
yeah, I
like
think
10 minutes of credit.
there was one episode that was like I think one of the shortest and like and all the MCU shows.
Oh yeah, yeah. They had
There was
nothing.
one
They wrote
episode that was
nothing.
like maybe half hour,
I
maybe.
No less because that half
Oh,
hour
less.
because when you turn on, you'll see a half hour and you're like excited, right? But it's like 10 minutes of credits.
That's true. Mad credits. That's so
There was
true,
one time I
bro.
paused it like towards the end, like to like move around. I look over, all right, cool, we got like 10 minutes left, and then the episode ends. I'm like, wait, what? And it's
Mad
like
credits.
it was lazy writing.
And it's
I
rolling mad slow. It's like that. Yeah, nah, yeah, I agree.
and I it all comes to the writers because what I feel like what happened was they hired a bunch of people who weren't qualified for the job, right? Because they're spread thin right now, right? Disney spread thin. They have all these Marvel movies coming out. They gave it to a bunch of people who just wanted to who don't know about you know how a story progresses, how a character develops. So they made her perfect right away. She has no challenges at all. All they're doing is like pushing, and now of course, we're gonna have to tie in a little bit of politics into it because I feel like that's how the show is. Like, we don't want to talk about politics. We're talking
Yeah.
about nerd stuff. That's not what this is about. But what it felt like, they just really wanted to go for the super feminist thing. Like, throughout the whole
Oh,
thing,
absolutely.
they're just shitting on men the
Absolutely.
whole time. Like
Absolutely.
every man's an idiot in the show.
and and
Like
and it's and it's funny how they make fun of that in the show where just a bunch of dudes talking about and the new MCU, like where it's just like a bunch of new female heroes, but it's just like that's not the case, bro. It's just not good writing. Like I
that's
don't I
it.
don't give a shit. I don't care if you're like
Yeah, Wonder Woman was
male,
good.
female, whatever. Wonder Woman
It,
was great. Yeah.
but now
I,
what happens is when they approach it like, oh, this is a woman show, and then they just it's all about
um,
talk about how toxic men are and how perfect women are, then
mhm.
you defeat the whole purpose of the story. Because if the character's perfect, where are we going with this? Right? Like
Yeah.
what's the point of this if there's no progression? It's just like, oh, everything's handed to her. It's like, well, that's not how life is. And they do that a lot. You see it in Thor too, where it's like the girl comes in
Which
and
one?
she
Love
can
and Thunder?
Love and Thunder, right? Because
Oh
now
my
you
god.
have I like it. We could talk about
Yeah,
Love and Thunder
yeah.
another time. But like similar idea where like the guy can never be stronger than the girl, right? The guy can't beat the girl. The guy has to look dumb in front of the girl, because anything otherwise is apparently like misogynistic. Like you hate women if the
You're gonna
Hulk
get
is stronger than
canceled.
she is. Yeah, and that's like I feel like that was part of what was wrong, right? There were bad writers with that in their mind, and that's how they were steering the show, and that's
Yeah.
what I felt like kept happening. But
Mhm.
there's more to it too. Like I, for example, at the end of the first episode, the Titania, right? You remember
Yeah,
how it
Titania.
ends? Like
Yeah,
Titania,
yeah.
you know how it ends where
She
she
was
comes and she
apparently
breaks,
she was supposedly the main antagonist.
right? I don't know how, but sure. She comes
I
in,
have no idea.
she breaks a hole through the wall, takes a bench, goes to kill a bunch of people, and it goes nowhere. Like they never explain why she did it. They don't explain why she's not in jail, right? She's just
Yeah,
out
that
doing
was
her thing. Like she's an influencer. She gets away with it. That's like the gist of it. But like, why did she do that? What like was she
mhm.
after somebody? Was she had a grudge? No, just random scene. We just wanted her to break through the wall and She-Hulk fight her. Like, don't be lazy, right?
Yeah, that was
Maybe like give us something. Like that's what you're here to do. And like that to me is like again, that's first episode. You already get an idea of what the rest of the show is gonna be,
mhm.
right? You know, she comes
Rushed.
in, no conflict. She's better than all these other characters, and then at the end, they're gonna give you a little taste of some action, and then they end it. And that's every episode.
And it sucks because like that was like that kind of got you excited. Like when Titania like fucking just break the wall and you're like, all right, like oh shit. This, they weren't waiting. They were not waiting until like episode 5 to introduce her. Like they're about to
Yeah.
fight right now. Oh, okay, this is cool, but no, like that looked terrible. By the way, the way like she did that flying kick and shit, that was crazy. That was crazy. I'm gonna be honest. That
Like
was
bad, really bad. And
she
then
was on a rolling chair.
oh, it was bad. It was bad. And the way
Yeah,
she hit her
dude, that was
back,
bad.
like again, they were going for
Yeah,
like this comedy thing. And
yeah, that
now that's
was
how the rest of the show goes, where it's like they're going for a sitcom. I'm okay with that. It doesn't
me
have to
too.
be over the top
Absolutely.
action. WandaVision was one of the best Phase 4 shows. The
Yo,
first
I
three
was
episodes were
literally
I Love
about to
Lucy.
say WandaVision, bro. The way that they like, took different eras of like the rom com shit, that was
Yeah.
incredible. So, you know,
They could
I
have
was
done the
hoping they
same
did
thing.
that here. Yeah.
Yeah, this could have been it could have been like Better Call Saul. It could have been like what was it?
Mhm.
Ally McBeal, like lawyer show. Like they could have done that. They
Mhm.
could have sprinkled in some lawyer scenes, made it some actual comedy. But again, it comes to the writers. They literally didn't know anything about lawyer scenes. They said they were just winging it. So when they thought, hey,
Uh,
She-Hulk, attorney at law, they didn't think, hey, let's hire people who've written for law shows. There's millions of them, and they didn't get a writer with that. They just said, "We'll wing it." When they thought to themselves, "Hey, it's going to be a sitcom. It's going to be funny, right? Because She-Hulk can break the fourth wall and talk." They didn't think of hiring a comedy writer. None of these women are funny,
yeah.
though, And I say women
Mhm.
because I'm pretty sure most of the writers for the She-Hulk were women, right? Am I wrong on that?
I'm gonna say like, well, this is
I'm sure
from
there's
the
men on
last
there. I'm sure there's.
episode. This is from the last episode. You know how she
Mhm.
goes through the fucking the boardroom where
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
just all the majority of them were women. Yeah.
yeah, and that's fine. That's perfectly fine. There's a lot of funny
Yeah, it's
women.
fine
There's
too.
a lot of great writers.
That's
But
fine
what I
too.
feel
Listen,
like what happened
if
is
you're
they
funny, you're
just
funny.
they're funny. That's it. But what happened here was they were just hiring people based on that, where they're like, "Hey, we want
Yeah,
She-Hulk, so we should
absolutely.
no, don't. Who cares about that? Get us the funniest people in the room. If it's going to be a sitcom, if it's going to be a lawyer show, get us some lawyers in there."
Yes.
And that's where I felt like it wasn't even like they were even bad writers in general, where every episode, like I was saying, is like nothing happens. She goes on a bunch of pointless dates. There's some pointless court cases, some pointless like comedy scenes. And at the end, they'll tease something, the needle thing, like, oh, they took
Mhm.
She-Hulk blood, end it. Daredevil's
Mhm.
helmet, end it. She's getting attacked, end it. And that's just what kept happening.
Honestly, that's the reason why I ended up like keeping up with the show because of the endings, because of the
Mhm.
little cliffhangers. That's how they got me.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
oh shit, like this is something that I want to see.
Yeah.
Something
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
like crucial to the story. This is something I want to see. Like,
Hmm. And they
the
knew that.
majority of every episode were like filler episodes.
Yeah,
Like
and
her
see that
going on dates is just like, all right, that's cool, but like,
sure.
make it interesting.
Yeah.
Like what? Like
Shorten that.
I didn't
Or
care. I didn't
yeah,
care.
or like do the same amount of dating scenes, but make the episode a little longer. So it's like a
Yeah.
smaller portion of the
Mhm.
episode and give us something else. And that's what it felt like. The actual plot, the actual story of like them trying to steal her blood, that kid having that group, the abomination being the connect, like all the interesting stuff. Uh they only had so much of it. So they
Yeah.
sprinkled it. And then, like when they sprinkled, they were like, "All right, we still don't have anything, so let's just fill
Mhm.
it in. Let's have this pointless lawyer scene. Let's have this pointless conflict here. Let's have her go on dates. All right, now she's upset because she didn't get a text back. Good stuff. But
Yeah.
when there's nothing else going on,
It's like,
it's hard to
yeah.
to watch an episode and be like, oh, I got something out of that.
Mhm. Nothing. You get nothing. Yeah, like even like her, obviously like fighting her battles in the courtroom.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like I didn't give a shit about, her trying to trying to get her name back because she's being sued by
Yeah.
Titania for her using her name. Like I didn't care about that. Like that didn't interest me. I was just like,
Yeah.
and
Again, because the
and
writers didn't think of it because there are interesting legal scenes. You watch Better Call Saul, there's some interesting ones where you get like tied into it. You're
dude,
like,
honestly, like watch like Daredevil. Like for me, I think
yeah.
Daredevil's like one of the best. Like he not even superhero shows, but just hero shows in general, where not only are the besides the action scenes, but like when they're like having like legal battles, they're mad interesting, super interesting. You're like, oh shit, like just it they go like beyond. Like it gets so interesting to the point where you're just like, like I love watching this. I'm literally watching like a show about like these legalities and shit where
Mm-hmm.
She-Hulk is just like, I don't care about this shit. I don't
It's
care.
because they don't actually know what that is. They don't actually know
And
how
the
to write legal
and
scenes.
the
I don't know
and
how
the
to write
fact
legal
that
scenes. I can't do it,
I
but
don't,
neither can they. They then get somebody who can. Why were
yeah,
there not Daredevil writers in that room?
exactly, absolutely. And the funny part is like probably the best scene in the courtroom was when Murdoch showed up.
Mm-hmm. Because when
How
you
they're
hear
going
him
against
talk,
when they're going
yeah,
against each other, you're like, oh shit, like this is fun.
yep.
Like they're literally having like a legal battle. Like this is cool. I like this. This is what I want.
Mm-hmm.
And that's literally how Daredevil is. And I feel like She-Hulk needed to take from that a lot from that
Mm-hmm.
because like we're literally watching uh even like that other episode where Titania and She-Hulk are literally going against each other in the court.
Yeah,
Just like
the
why
over
you're
the
not
name thing.
fighting?
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
fight.
yeah, yeah. Just like
Like this girl has powers. Titania, and we
uh-huh.
don't even know how she got her powers. They don't even say how she got her
The
power.
background, and that was another thing. That the same episode with where she goes to the retreat and she's seeing all these like C-list superheroes there, right? The
Yeah.
bald guy, the matador,
Yep.
like again, this is 10 years into the whole superheroes being introduced into the world, right? Not even including Captain America and everybody else, right? Since Iron Man came up, so you're gonna imagine there's superheroes, right? You're gonna imagine there's all these
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
walking around with
Of
these
course.
powers.
Yeah.
But I felt like this was like the first time where it was like no big deal that people had
Yeah. It's
superpowers. It
just
was
like
easy.
normal.
Yeah, so I felt like I needed some sort of like transition into that, some sort of
Yeah.
explanation. Again, there's fairies now, the lady who can shapeshift because
The
Thor's
fairies. Yep.
there. So it's like I like that stuff, but I felt like there was no introduction to it. It's just like, hey, yeah, you should expect there to be
Yeah.
all this
Mhm.
happening, which is fine. But I think there would have been a better way of doing it. But we go into those superheroes, and it's like you just don't care about them.
I don't.
You know,
I didn't
you
care
don't.
about any of them.
They didn't explain. They don't tell you where Titania gets her powers. They don't explain why there's a guy who's a bull. Like they didn't give you like, oh yeah, there's mutations now. Like, oh okay, that's all you need. Just give
Yeah.
me an explanation. We move on. And
Yeah.
like
That's
even the
it.
fight with Titania was so like when they fought at the wedding.
Oh, at the wedding. Yeah.
Like, cool, finally we got beef. Like,
Yeah.
let's go for it. And it's like, you guys can make a little bit more of a fight.
And it wasn't even enough. Like
No.
they barely fought.
Yeah, they barely fought.
Barely fought.
So
So
and
I
and
was
that's what I'm saying.
disappointed
Out
by
of
that
like
too.
what, 8 episodes or something like that. And
Yeah, that's like towards the end. Yes.
and then you have all these scenes where like, you know, she's talking to Megan the Stallion and going on dates. Like
Oh
you
no,
can't
no, no,
squeeze in
no,
some
that,
fights. We don't need to talk about
bro,
that, right? That's already cliche at
bro.
this point.
Let me tell you, that was one of the most ridiculous scenes I've
All
ever
right.
seen. And like,
But now tell me why. So I've heard some good points where someone was like, if Deadpool was twerking, we wouldn't mind it. But because it's She-Hulk,
yeah,
we're bothered by it. I agree with them. But I want to
yeah.
hear why do you think that scene is bad?
I think the scene was bad because I already didn't find the show that funny.
Okay.
So I already had like a bad taste in my mouth with just like, these scenes are supposed to be funny. And like that seeing that was just like I don't know, I feel like it was so pointless. Like
Yeah.
and that's fine. You could throw like, a little fun scene. Obviously like Deadpool will do it or like whatever, but even Thor would do some crazy shit like this.
Yeah. So now what
Especially
I think it
now.
is there's nothing funny about a girl twerking. That's not funny. Girls
Yeah.
twerk.
Yeah.
But a guy twerking, that's funny because guys
That's funny. Yeah,
don't twerk.
absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like, oh, you're
Yep.
supposed to be this like manly murderer. Like fucking
Mhm.
Deadpool's a fucking psychopath.
Yeah.
So him
Yeah.
twerking, it's like, oh, that's funny because you don't expect
That's
it.
funny.
This is like,
Absolutely.
okay, this is not even funny.
It's just
This is just like, yeah, you go,
yeah.
girl. Twerk. We like to twerk. Fuck a lot of guys. Who cares? Twerk. That's what that felt like to me.
Yeah.
And it's just like
Absolutely.
I don't need it. I don't need it in my
I
Marvel.
didn't care for it.
Whatever.
I just watched it. I was just like, whatever. I didn't
And
feel any sort of emotion
yeah,
except for like annoyance.
yeah. And I'm and I'm like I can kind of see maybe why they're doing it because they're trying to pull more girls into watching, which is
Yeah.
fine. Yeah. And then so there's girls who like Meg Stallion who are gonna
I
like
get
She-Hulk
yeah.
because of it, and it's like that's cool. But it's
Mhm.
just there's a better way of doing it. There's
Mhm.
better ways of doing it. Like even her being in the episode in the court, like that was kind of funny. Like the fairy turned into her to like the catfish
Yeah.
the dude. Like that's kind of funny. Not
Mhm.
super funny because it's just again that they didn't write it well. But it's
Yeah.
just weird.
But
It's weird when you see these things creeping in, and it's just like this is not what
yo,
Marvel was. This is not what
they should have
why we like this.
yeah, they should have made Megan a superhero and like her superpower is twerking.
There you go.
And then,
And you're not
you know what I
you don't
mean? It's
work
just
you don't
like
work for
it's
Disney.
ridiculous. Yeah.
That's
It's
actually
ridiculous.
funny though.
It's
That'd
funny,
be so
yeah.
ridiculous if
Her
that's what you're going
superpower is
for.
twerking and she's going against She Hulk. and they have to twerk.
That's ridiculous.
It's like that right there is like 100 times better than that fucking scene.
Yeah. And like, yeah, and you can have that moment where she's like, "This is weird. This is," you know what I mean? Like her talking screen, like,
Yeah,
"This is strange." Like,
where
fine,
Megan's
whatever.
twerking and you just see fucking waves. You know how fucking Hulk does a fucking a clap,
She's doing whatever.
Hulk
She's
clap,
clapping with her ass.
clapping with her ass, where it's just fucking air.
I would enjoy watching that.
I would love to watch that.
See, this is what I'm saying. Like,
I
it
would
doesn't
want
feel
I
like
would
they
want
thought anything through. They just like,
yeah.
yeah, let's just. They settled on the first option. All right, cool. We'll write this down, and they
Hmm.
moved on.
Yeah, no,
And
no.
and what else? And then I don't.
Bro, we didn't even get to Abomination.
Wow. Talk about Abomination.
Abomination,
Tell me
yeah,
about Abomination.
Abomination. Like
He looked great. CGI
I
looked great for him.
it did. He looked amazing. He
Yeah.
looked amazing. I just don't like what they did with the character.
How he
Like,
changed.
yeah, I wasn't a fan of it because it's like I don't know. I feel like the way he was portrayed in like the first Hulk movie, he was just like he didn't
Savage.
care. He was just like a
Yeah.
savage, an animal. He
He.
was just like, yo, I'm a mercenary. I'm gonna kill. I don't care. Where he came to this, and I was
Yeah.
just like, oh, I wanted to see She-Hulk against Abomination. Like I wanted to see that.
Yeah.
Like I
That's why I thought they
at
were
least
going with that. I thought he was like
I
manipulating
thought so
her.
too.
Like,
I thought so
oh,
too.
yeah,
I thought he was gonna like play the shit out of her and be like, nah, like I'm using
yeah,
you
yeah.
for what who's the villain's name? Hulk King? Hulk King?
The nerd.
Hulk King was the nerd, yeah.
I don't know if I got his name, but yeah, Hulk King we'll call him.
Hulk King, whatever, the main whoever,
Yeah,
the mastermind behind this shit.
yeah,
I thought like, he was using her, but like
yeah. Because like
I don't
when you
know.
think about Emil Blonsky, right? Emil Blonsky. I'm
Yeah,
mispronouncing it.
Emerald
Emil.
Lagasse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly,
What
dude. That
how do you pronounce his name?
Emil Blonsky. I know Blonsky's last name.
Emil
Emil
Blonsky.
Blonsky.
We'll call him Blonsky.
Blonsky.
We'll say
Dude, that
Blonsky.
scene in Incredible Hulk when he just walks up to the Hulk and he's just looking at him like ready to fight him as
Yeah.
a little human. He's a little human. He's like, and then he gets fucking
Hmm.
kicked all the way into the tree. I love that scene, right?
That
Because
was so good.
he got what was coming to him,
Yep.
but because it just showed who he is, where he's like, I don't
Yeah.
give a fuck,
He's
and
fearless.
that goes
This
away.
dude, he's looking up to this fucking
Monster.
green monster, and he don't give a
Yeah,
fuck. He's
yeah.
like,
So I miss that character too.
yeah,
I kind of get it. Enough time has passed where it's like someone can change,
yeah.
right?
Hmm.
So that's fine, but and it seems like they're going to use him for something. I don't know what he's going to do now because he's a Wong. So it's
He's
like,
a Wong now. Yep.
yeah. So
Which
maybe he's going to be
I'm
the guy.
excited to see.
So
I
yeah.
am excited to see that.
So I'm cool with that. But it would have been nice to have like a villain for her to actually contend with,
Yeah.
and I think that like leads to the last episode where like that final ending, why it was what it was. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
The way they went with the last episode, like it felt like they went for this creative idea, but not in a creative way, or they thought it was creative when it really wasn't, and it was just like it was such a letdown as a finale. Now I do like the fourth wall break. I like the Disney Plus screen thing. I was cool with that. I like the whole like the Kevin thing, right?
Hmm.
That was
Hmm.
cool. Them talking to the writers, like again, very like the meta fucking fourth wall breaking
Hmm.
thing. I'm cool with that. But it was this, and because what they were doing is they were trying to make fun of Marvel always having a big fight at the end.
Yeah.
That's what they were making fun of. Like, oh, these scenes are pointless, right? But it's weird because you're making fun of Marvel, and it's like that's what we came to watch. Like you're making fun of this formula that we enjoy and why we keep coming back. And when that formula is not executed well, that's when we get annoyed. And the whole thing was to call like that end of fight thing like cringy and corny, but they still did it. And what I mean by that is you still went through the motion of, oh, hey, look, I'm a Hulk now, right? The Hulk King turns into the
Oh,
Hulk.
Hulk King, yeah.
Yeah. You have the moment where Hulk shows up randomly. Like when Hulk jumps into the room, I'm like, what? Like he's
With a
on another
hoodie.
planet.
This man
Like,
had a whole hoodie on. That was so weird.
so weird. And then then Titania kicks through the wall again.
Yeah,
Like
again.
they're doing this over the top thing,
Yeah.
and they're saying this is corny because when you're watching, you're like, this
Hmm.
is weird. What the hell's going
Yeah.
on? And then
Hmm.
like, haha, we don't. This is corny. We wouldn't do this thing, but they
Right.
already did it. I already went through the whole. Wait, what? And I'm
Yeah.
just looking at this like, this is dumb. Like, why the fuck is Titania in this scene? Why couldn't they pull her in
Hmm.
another way? Why does she have to kick through the wall? Like Titania just kicks through the wall again. It's just like this whole thing that they're trying to make fun of, but they already like forced us through it.
Hmm.
And then the way it gets resolved is just by her saying, "Hey, do the scene like this," and then
Yeah.
boom, we don't even see Abomination getting arrested. We don't see the other kid getting in trouble. We don't see like everybody's reaction and everything getting resolved. Titania's still there, right? So it's like, wait, so
Free?
she yeah, but it's like so because that was a weird thing of seeing the Hulk come in and seeing Titania come in because it's like you guys weren't here. Like why would you guys be at this retreat? You know
Yeah,
what I
I
mean?
got
Like
you.
you guys only came in for that last fight. So then the scene
Hmm.
ends and like it's like, haha, that's a joke. We're not going with that route. But she's still there. And
Hmm.
then the Daredevil fucking jumps in from out of nowhere. And you see this like you guys are just making jokes.
I found that pretty funny.
You
He
found it
just
funny?
like fucking comes out of nowhere. I
I
was
think I was just
like,
too annoyed to find appreciation in it, but okay.
I was
That's what they're
like,
going
what
for.
the fuck? This man fell from the
Okay,
sky, bro.
I'll forgive him for that one. Right. Again, I guess that's the weird part when you're trying to make a comedy and like an action universe. It feels like it's taking away from it when it shouldn't, right? They're just doing their own thing. So that might be it. But that was like my issue with it was like, cool, do the fourth wall break, but still give us what we came for. Give me the fight.
Yeah,
Give
give me
me
something, bro.
yeah. And if you're gonna say that's whack, we're not doing that with this because it's different. Don't do it and then
Yeah,
take it back. I don't know.
they literally did. They teased that.
They
Like
tease
you
it in
see
a
where everyone's fighting it. What will everyone's fighting each other, and then that's it, done.
yeah. Like I saw it, and I was like, this is bad writing, but sure, I don't care if we get to see the She Hulk, Abomination Hulk, and Titania, and the other Hulk fight. Fine,
Fine,
I'm fine with that because I'm waiting for that for
that's
8 episodes,
fine. Yep,
anyways.
yep,
And it's if you're gonna do it different,
yep.
do it differently.
Hmm.
So like that was like where I'm like, I can't, I can't.
And you know what sucks too? Like, I forgot which episode it is,
Mhm.
but it's like one of the highlights where She Hulk is fighting those demons
Yeah, that
with
was
the
a good
whole
scene.
wall.
We didn't bring that up.
Dude,
That was a good scene. Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
that was great. Like just seeing She Hulk like in action, like
That's yeah. We want
you
more of
know,
that.
yeah, I wanted more of that. I was like, wow, this is cool. I really like this. With Wong and shit, that was really dope. So them showing that, and then it's just like, all right, that's
And then
it.
nothing
We're
happens
not
for a
gonna
few
see we're
episodes.
not gonna see anything like this in a while.
Yeah, I
So
did
that that
forget about
that
that.
kind of sucks. Yeah, that sucks because it's like, wow, this episode was dope. I
Yeah,
really liked it. But
I also kind of like Madison. Remember Madison, the
oh
fucking
yeah,
drunk
that
bitch?
the drunk, yeah, that
Yeah,
she was funny.
yeah. Like
She
at
was
first, I'm
funny.
like, where did they go? And then like the fact that
Yeah,
she was friends with Wong, I love that. I love that he has his friend to watch fucking what were they watching?
Sopranos.
The Sopranos together. I thought that was
Sopranos.
great, and the fact that
And
she's
like
probably still there.
she spoiled it for him. Yeah, she probably still
Yeah,
is.
and she kept spoiling it. Like I
I
love
yeah,
that.
I do hope she comes back like randomly.
Yeah, And
She
like
probably will.
and those moments it's like that girl's actually funny. Like she has that
Yeah, she's
character
funny.
down, right?
Yeah,
That character is well, I guess, thought up, right? It's silly. But like introduce more things like that. Maybe it'd be funnier. Maybe the whole thing would be fun, but like, a lot of it
yeah.
wasn't. So
Hmm.
I think that was like where again they were going for this thing, but they didn't get the right people to do it. If it's a comedy,
Yeah,
sitcom, attorney show, there's plenty of writers out there that will kill it and it would be a solid show without it being this like preachy, pointless
man.
fucking merry-go-round. Like every episode, same thing. Waste my time, waste my time, waste
Yeah.
my time. Get me hype.
Hmm.
Credits. You come back and then like
Get you
don't
hyped for a little
continue.
bit and then boom.
Yeah, it's
Not good. No. Yeah, that was disappointing. Um, yeah, like I don't know what else I would find that I would find like super annoying.
like the fact that the whole needle thing went nowhere, right?
Yeah, that was
Like they were gonna get her
yeah.
blood and it, like they were going to the
What was his
aspect of
name?
like
What was his name? Chad?
I don't remember. I don't remember.
Yeah,
But it's like,
yeah.
sure, like if that's the direction we're gonna go, let it go that way, and then like we'll resolve it. But
Hmm.
it felt like nothing came out of it because of that whole ending of, oh no, we're not doing that. The whole storyline, we're throwing it out.
I almost forgot, and I did like, which then I was also disappointed in, was the whole crew in the beginning that was that like kind of try to trap She-Hulk. Do you remember
Yeah,
that when they
the
had
guys
like
with
those
the
fucking
tools.
weapons? Yeah,
Yeah,
I liked them. I was like, oh, this is funny. Like I like how like she was going against them, and like they were kind of funny, and he ends up in the fucking retirement, not retirement home, but
retreat. Yeah,
the fucking retreat. I'm just like,
yeah. They were with the whole like the
yeah,
what do
the
you call it?
whole
The
thing. Like
incel
I
group.
I I, I
Yeah,
like the crew, and then they just like
and I wanted to see more of
disappear.
that, like her fighting people who were trying to like
Yeah, that
take
was
hate.
cool.
That's
I
where they're
like
going
that part,
for.
but then they
And
just like disappeared.
and that's kind of how I want to end this is why this was different for Marvel, right? Like why for the most part Marvel was good. Phase 4 has been bad. We can go into depth of like, you know, there's a lot that's been bad. There's a lot that's
Listen,
been bad.
like,
So far we've had WandaVision, which was great, Loki, which was great. I liked Falcon and Winter Soldier.
yeah,
It
yep.
had a lot of its problems. We can break that down, but
Mhm.
everything else, Thor I liked, but there was a lot of problems with it. I know you didn't like it. Doctor Strange was
Yeah,
missing
it
a
wasn't it
lot.
wasn't that
It
crazy.
it could have been good. So there's a lot going on
Spider
that is
Man,
bad. Spider-Man was good.
No Way
I have my
Home.
I have my
Mhm.
complaints about it. It's
Mhm.
just kind of like fan service, but I liked it. It was
Yeah,
enjoyable. But then She-Hulk, I feel like Moon Knight was good, but like She-Hulk
Moon Knight.
stands apart a little bit more where I want to say that there's a reason why it doesn't feel like Marvel. And I think it,
Yeah.
I think it had to do with the a little bit with the fourth wall breaking. It makes it feel different, but I want it. I want the fourth wall breaking because that's She-Hulk.
Me
That's cool.
too.
That's fun.
Yep. Yep.
But it does feel different, right? Because nobody else is conscious of the fact that they're in a show,
Mhm.
but she is. So what implications are there with it? When She-Hulk joins Spider-Man and fucking Thor, is she still gonna be looking at the camera saying jokes? I don't know. It might work. It might be great. But I think the big thing was that, well, it always comes back to the writing. It always comes back to the writing, and there was no hero storyline, right? It's the fucking Carl Jung journey of the hero. Hero comes in, they struggle in the beginning. They're trying to figure out who they are. The villain shows themselves, their mentor shows themselves, and they work through all these problems. And at the end, they figure out the problem. They defeat the villain. Story ends, right? It's
Mhm.
a story as old as time, as old as the Bible. All the Marvel stories, they follow that because they follow the journey of the hero. Because that's what
Mhm.
we look for in a story. Because that's the story of you and me too, right? We have our issues. We have to overcome them. There's a villain that we have to defeat. We defeat the villain. Now we're successful. Now we can move on to the next stage of our life. This story
Hmm.
wasn't that. It wasn't that at all. She overcome everything, and now
It
she
was
has
all
to
her.
find a boyfriend. Yeah,
Yeah, it was all, and she ended up finding a boyfriend.
she found the boyfriend, and then he bounced to New York.
He was like, "I'm out."
Oh, wow.
Yo, we forgot one
Okay.
thing, bro.
Yeah, please. Yeah, yeah.
We forgot
We forgot a
one
lot, I'm sure.
thing. That shit pissed me off, bro.
Ooh, more bad stuff.
And that was the way. That was the way. Well, it was the way that Hulk introduced his son, Sakar.
Oh my God, I was thinking about this earlier. I knew we had to bring this up. My dude, what? Like,
What was that? The way it happened so fast, and his haircut, bro. I was in shock. I was in shock, bro. I was in shock. I was like,
rightfully
this
so.
dude, this kid might be like he might have like a what is it, like a pivotal role in like a future movie, or like, and the way they introduced him was just like,
This is my son.
what,
Hey, in the
like it
backyard of a
happened
party.
so fast. They just showed him, and then that's it,
And they
done.
show him looking bad. And to
Yeah.
me, that was one thing I appreciate about the show is they stayed on brand the whole time. And what I mean by that is if they're gonna disappoint you throughout the whole fucking show,
Oh, they were,
the cherry on top is also gonna be a disappointment. Even though it's like, oh, dope,
bro.
we're gonna put you onto a new character, but in the most disappointing, underwhelming, corny looking way possible. Just take it out.
God.
Don't even put it if you're gonna do it that way. Don't put it in the show.
I think
Wow.
I think they should have like at least put him like maybe in the after credits,
Yeah, show
maybe,
him on
but
on
like,
Sakar, like when he's
yeah.
still Pharaoh. Like
Hmm.
don't don't show
So
us
now he's on Earth, and it's just like,
in a
what the
backyard party,
fuck? Yeah,
fucking
in the
like
back.
it's normal,
Yeah,
not normal. Hey, I'm civil, even though I'm a fucking
and
like
and
savage
and
motherfucker.
this is like the first time Daredevil sees these monsters.
Yeah, it's right. He's never met Hulk in person.
Yeah, yeah. So it's that whole scene was so weird, so
And
weird, bro.
we'll start beginning then. First of all, they just walk into the backyard, and they do it in the way. This is like a TV thing where he walks in and you
Yeah.
don't see the second person. We don't see
No,
it because
yeah,
the
he just,
camera's
yeah, we
angled,
don't see
but
him.
like they
Yeah.
don't see it until he steps away, and it's like, no,
God.
whatever. Then you see that haircut. Oh my
Oh
God!
my
And
God, that haircut was crazy.
there's concept art where they had him just like how he looked in the comic books with the long hair. So they
Oh, with like
drew him
long
up.
hair?
Yeah, they have him drawn up, and they just went, now this one's better. The
I want to
fucking
know who
yee
the
ass
fuck
haircut.
decided that. I
I
want
don't
to
know.
know.
I don't know who makes that decision. Is it the writers? Is it Kevin Feige? Is like who goes? This is how the character is gonna look. That's a big deal because you look at
Huge
they're
deal.
gonna. I'm sure they know to change it, but like, is his hair gonna just grow back? Like, but here's the other thing. Just what makes it so underwhelming and so pointless and so upsetting that this is how they introduce him. Because it has nothing to do with the show, right? It has nothing to really do with She-Hulk, right? But it felt like they're just
Yeah.
throwing it in there to get people to watch the show. Like, oh,
Yeah.
there's a fucking Easter egg.
And to get us hyped for like,
Get us
what's to come. Like, okay.
yeah, but why not instead of showing us Hulk introducing Scar to She-Hulk, why not show us the moment that Hulk found out he had a kid? That's a way bigger moment where he, like, hey Hulk, this is your kid, and you see him, or he sees the guy and he's like, who the fuck is this? And then he fight like they fight first, and then he's his kid. There's so many ways they could have done that, but this is how they introduce
Yeah.
it. So hopefully on the next Hulk project, they go in reverse, right? They go back and they show you
Yeah.
the moment,
Hopefully. Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
Where we should be surprised. Like, how great would it be if I'm watching a show or a movie and the Hulk has to fight this dude, and as a person who doesn't know Scars, you're watching like, who is this guy? There's another Hulk. You're mad surprised. They fight, whatever, and then you find out
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
like that's your son. And they give you the background story. And you can see Hulk like shocked. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
there's so much instead of like
Yeah. They could have done that.
showing
Yeah.
a bunch of random people because really it's Jennifer Walters, Matt Murdock, and a table of random people being shown Scar, and it's just like, and it's
I
it's
don't
it's
know.
on brand for She-Hulk. Because it's like if you're gonna be
Yeah,
disappointed, we're
dude.
going to disappoint you no matter what, even if it's a dope reveal. Hulk has a son. This is big,
Yeah,
but we're
that's great.
but we're gonna make him look bad, and we're gonna do it in a very underwhelming, pointless way.
And like for the other shows,
Mhm.
like and and movies, like how they're introducing like all these young heroes. You know, it they did it pretty well.
Yeah, Hawkeye.
Where they
They're
reveal
great.
them. Yeah, Hawkeye.
Hmm.
I don't want to spoil it, but I'm sure time has passed with like Thor. Fucking there's enough young heroes where they reveal.
Yeah,
But like the way they revealed Sakar, I was just like,
yeah,
nah, this
yeah,
ain't it.
yeah, yeah.
You
And
guys did not get me hyped for this dude at all.
nah, it it
At all.
it made me it made me upset. It made me sad because it's like he looks corny. For the
So
first
corny.
time people seeing this guy, it's like, oh, this guy looks lame. Like,
Mm-hmm.
why not just draw him the way he looks? If that's what we're doing
Yeah,
now,
I
right? And
don't.
they're doing a great job of like, making the characters look similar to the comic book. We didn't bring up She-Hulk's costume. I like She-Hulk's costume. I think they did a great job with the white and purple.
Great job. She looked amazing. She
And so
looked
they're doing
amazing.
that. They bring back Daredevil suit. They're making a lot of the Kang. Well, we're gonna get to that in a moment. Like
Oh my
they're making him
god.
look like the colors. I love that.
Yes.
Why are you not doing that with fucking this cornball with his
That's
fucking
so
hairline back
true.
to here?
And giving
Is
Hulk a hoodie. I couldn't stand that hoodie. Like,
yeah,
what is he wearing?
they've been fucking up Hulk for a bit now, unfortunately. And
Yeah, Hulk. That's another story because it's like Hulk's been soft since like Avengers.
yeah, ever since he lost to Thanos, he lost
Yeah,
to Thanos,
that's it. He's
and
just been
then
soft.
yeah, and then pretty much Bruce Banner killed the Hulk
Yep.
by turning into Smart Hulk because that
Yeah.
persona's gone, and then he
Gone.
never got his revenge on Thanos, and
Mm-hmm.
now he's getting beat by a new Hulk that
Who
just
just
became
got
the
her
Hulk
powers
today.
like that?
Yeah, and now he has a son who looks like a cornball.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
yeah. That man is taking L's
yeah.
forever.
But anything else? I think we should end on this
Um,
very depressing note because
bro.
because that to me it's not just about She-Hulk, it's Marvel, right? They're on a down spiral, and this was just a great example of like
Yeah,
what happens when
they
you
are.
when you're just pumping out shows, handing over the show to a bunch of writers who don't know what they're doing, when you try to
Mm-hmm.
get preachy, when you try new things, try different things. But remember, what we want a couple fights. It's fine. I understand that the CGI fight is played out, but we like those.
It's fine. Gimme,
I like
gimme,
She
gimme,
Hulk because
gimme.
she's a fucking beast. She fucks people up. Show that side of her,
Show
not
that.
her on Tinder.
And her best fighting scenes are with Daredevil. Like
Yeah, they could have gave her some more scenes.
this is
I like
not.
the
This is
frog guy
not.
too. The frog guy.
Frogman
I
was
like
great.
that part.
Oh, we forgot to mention that. Frogman was
Okay.
great. I liked
Yeah,
Frogman.
yeah.
He was cool.
And it just shows more of like
Yeah, I like
people
that.
wanting to be superheroes. But anything
Yeah, he
else you
was
want to
like this
add?
this this
Oh,
rich brat.
yeah. Keep those.
Um,
Yeah.
so overall, it was obviously meh, 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 meh. Um, yeah, like I didn't really care about like the whole plot. I mean,
There was no plot
I like
really.
yeah, I like some of the characters, some of the like supporting characters were like Obviously, unfortunately, the best part of the fucking show was Daredevil. Like,
Daredevil.
let's be
Yep.
real. Daredevil was
Yeah.
the best part of the show.
And he didn't have to be.
Um, and he didn't have to be.
Yeah. Because She
And
Hulk is
he didn't
dope.
have to be at all.
She Hulk is dope.
And I was gonna say that like
I'm
She-Hulk
excited to
is
see her
great.
again.
No,
The
let
only
me
thing.
tell you, when I see her on the fucking big screen, I'm gonna get hyped.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna get hyped.
Absolutely. Yeah.
When I see her on the big screen, I'm gonna get hyped. I am hyped to see more of her. I am hyped because uh Tatiana, I think that's her name, that
Mhm.
that played
Actress.
Jennifer Walters was great. She did amazing. Um, yeah, I mean, besides that, like, I don't know. I was gonna say like, I feel like after like Love and Thunder, I feel like they're just trying to like just be funny,
Mm.
and you know,
Or even
like
before that, right? Like,
maybe even before.
yeah, I
But
would
I feel
say
like
I
Love,
say like
I feel
Love and
like
Thunder was I feel like
that shit was
a
like,
symptom of it. You know what I mean? It was
yeah,
just like
yeah,
like oh yeah,
because
we
obviously Ragnarok was
yeah.
funny,
Ragnarok was
but
actually funny.
had a good amount of funny. It wasn't like they weren't trying to make the movie like so funny.
That's what we should
Where
talk about next. That'll be the next
yeah,
Marvel
like
nerd
and
episode
and
is
and
Love and
Love and
Thunder.
Thunder, in my opinion, like I feel like they were trying to be like, I feel like the comedy in the movie kind of like overshadowed, the emotion
Yeah,
that they try to portray, and I feel like that happened here in She-Hulk,
it's exactly
where
what happened.
yeah, where but the worst part was the funny parts in She-Hulk weren't funny.
Yeah. And
You know where where
I'm
where
cool with comedy, but make it comedy.
I am too. Like Love and Thunder, there's parts that are funny. Like I laughed. All the funny parts were funny. All the funny. Let me make that clear. All the funny parts were funny, but the funny parts of She-Hulk weren't funny.
Yeah, they
And the
weren't.
fact that they overshadowed like the other scenes that were meant to be like, were meant to give you you know, another emotion, where just like, wow, this
Yeah,
is
let
great.
us go
This
through
is
those emotions.
cool. Yeah,
Let us
it,
empathize with the character.
I
Let
didn't
us
feel
feel
that.
what they're
I didn't
feeling.
feel
Let's
that.
go through it. Nah,
Yeah, I didn't feel
it's
that. So
silly.
that was
That
disappointing.
I'm gonna give She-Hulk a 5 out of 5 sillies. That's what it was. It was just
Oh,
silly.
5 out of 5 silly. 5 out of 5 silly. Silly
Silly.
putty.
You gotta say with a silly.
Silly.
Uh,
Silly putty.
I didn't catch that. That was good. Silly putties. But I think that's where we should end it with She-Hulk
Yeah.
because we left that a very depressing note because I'm depressed for Marvel because I don't know where they're going
Yeah, I
from
think
now.
I think I think 90% of this video is just us complaining.
But that's why I wanted to do this. I wanted to complain because there's a lot to complain about, and
We
there's
need a
people out
vent.
there
We need a
saying,
vent.
and there's people like, no, you only like it because it's a girl character. Like, no, this could have been a dope story. I don't care
Yeah, I
if it's
could care
She-Hulk. I
less.
like She-Hulk. I like She-Hulk since I was
I
a
like
kid. I've seen her in
She-Hulk too.
cartoons. But when it's bad writing, it's bad writing, and that makes me concerned
Hmm.
for where Marvel's going. But there's a glimmer of hope on the
Yeah,
horizon,
there's still hope. There's still some hope.
and that hope is gonna come from Kang the Conqueror because that fucking Ant-Man and
Yeah.
Wasp fucking trailer was dope, dope.
Yeah, the Ant-Man trailer is dope. I'm definitely looking forward to it. You see, I feel like that movie is like it's gonna have like minimal comedy scenes.
Mhm. And
For
Paul Rudd's
me,
in
I
it.
I,
It's gonna be funny because Paul Rudd's in it,
I
but
don't
they're
know,
gonna
but
have to keep
it's
it
not gonna
serious.
be that funny.
Yeah.
I
It's
don't
not
think
gonna
it's
be
gonna be
like
that
the
funny
whole
because
thing's
like
funny. It's got funny
yeah, like
moments.
yeah, so like the first and second one were obviously had a good amount of funny parts,
Mhm.
because Paul Rudd's in it, great. But I feel like with this one, like she's gonna get real, and
And
I
that's
feel
what's
like it's gonna
happening.
be more serious than funny.
Yeah,
I don't know. What do you think?
shit is finally getting real, right? Because all the things we've
Yeah.
been getting in Phase Four, besides Loki and WandaVision,
Hmm.
were kind of they're all doing their own thing, right? Like Thor's doing
Yeah.
his own thing. Doctor Strange, even though he's doing the multiverse of madness, and you think it's gonna connect to Kang, it didn't. It was its own multiverse thing.
Hmm.
Um, now we're back on track of getting to the super big bad villain, which is Kang, right? We got introduced to him in Loki, so now we know he's coming. and now we're gonna see him on screen. Jonathan Majors is gonna be Majors,
I
Majors,
think it's
right?
Majors. Majors,
Okay,
yeah.
incredible actor. We already saw him in Loki fucking kill it as Kang.
That
Now he's gonna
man is
be a
gonna
different
kill
type
it.
of Kang. He's gonna keep he has versatility. He's an actor with versatility, so he's gonna be able to do all of them with justice, I'm
Hmm.
sure. And this one, he's the big bad scary one. He's ready to fuck people up. He has a scar. He looks good, right?
He
It's like
has a
amazing.
scar.
Oh, he's terrifying, and the suit looks
Oh
amazing.
my god,
The quantum realm looks dope. It's very like
so
psychedelic and
dope.
weird.
Hmm.
So it's like we're gonna get introduced to this new world and a villain who's not just gonna be the villain of the movie, but the villain for the next couple phases. You know what I mean? That's the thing where it's like now we're back on track. We're gonna get off track with all these movies on the side and shows on the side, but that timeline, that storyline, that's where they're gonna put their effort. That's where the writing's going to be
Yeah.
good. That's when the moments are going to be serious. That's when we're going to get the stuff that we love about Marvel, which is
Hmm.
the conflict, the fighting, the you
Hmm.
know where you're actually worried about the character. You see fucking anime, you see Paul Rudd looking up, he's bloody, and it's like, oh shit, who's gonna die? He's gonna get fucked up? Like all of it. It's exciting, and that's a trailer.
Super hype. Super
But
hype.
I was hyped for Doctor Strange, so I just don't think they're gonna fuck up this one.
Nah, I don't think so.
I
I
don't
don't
think they're
think
gonna
so.
fuck up
I
this
don't
one.
think so.
I
No,
don't think they
they
can
can't.
with a
They
villain
can't.
like that.
They can't. But look at Thor. Look at Gore.
That's true. That's true.
Christian fucking Bale.
Crushed it. He crushed it.
Come on,
But
come on.
but they fucked him over. Fucking
They gave him.
Wahidi,
They gave him 20 minutes of fucking airtime.
and then put fucking clown noises throughout the whole movie.
Yeah, no.
And then
Yeah,
serious
I
scene, not
know.
really. We're gonna go back to
Yeah,
nothing again. Yeah, we're gonna have a whole
but
podcast
that
on
that's
Love and
another.
Thunder
That's another.
because
Yeah, that's another video
I
for
remember
for.
you coming up to me and you were saying you were disappointed in it, and then I watched it and I liked it, and then when I really sat
Yeah,
down and looked at it, I'm like, oh wait, these were the issues. I'm like, okay, so
yeah,
while I was watching, but I'm
that's another video.
I'm pessimistic and optimistic for the rest of MCU. I am both. And the
Hmm.
reason I'm pessimistic is because I see the bad writing coming in. I see them just throwing shit against the wall, hoping that it sticks. Because they're like, fuck it, whatever we can get out. They're just trying to make money. They know they have us, they know they have us bought in and all that stuff. But my optimism, it comes from Kang. It comes from they know what works, right?
Kang's the only
The
hope, bro.
He's the only
And,
hope.
and you know what's crazy? Before my bad, I don't mean to cut you off, but
Mhm.
I feel like everyone is rooting for Kang.
Yeah, I want him to stick around.
Everybody wants Kang to kill everybody.
Yeah,
No one's rooting for Ant-Man. Nobody.
I
So
want him
for
to
some reason,
survive. I want him to survive, but I
I
don't want
want him
Kang to
to, but
disappear.
it's like we just want Kang to like,
Right? We
and
know he's not
that
gonna
just
die at the
shows
end of the
you.
movie, but we're gonna like the moment when he's about to beat Kang, when he's not gonna though. Like when we're gonna be like, no, don't kill him
Yeah, like
because
shit, shit, shit,
we
shit, shit, shit.
we need him for the rest of the phases. Like we need him to come back and fight Loki and fight
Yeah,
Spider Man and fight.
I
You
wouldn't be
know,
surprised, bro, if it goes sideways. I wouldn't
yeah,
be surprised.
I'm cool with
Man,
that.
man, it's
We need
but
to
I'm
get a
cool
little
with that
serious
too.
again.
Listen,
It's been a bit since Thanos fucking shook everything up, and that's what
yeah,
everybody's craving again.
yeah,
We need
we
that again.
need
That wake up call.
something, bro.
We're fucking masochists. We want our
Yeah,
heroes
we
to
need.
suffer for a little
Yup,
bit before we can build our way back
yup,
up.
yup. Yeah,
I'm excited for
Kang's
it.
gonna be dope, man. It's gonna be dope to see. Like, I hope they give us like a lot of like variants.
Yeah,
I
they
hope
will.
we see a lot of variants
I
of
don't think we're gonna
Kang.
see
Like,
them. I don't think we're gonna see them in this movie. I think we're gonna see one variant.
oh no, yeah, I think we're
We're
gonna
gonna
see
see
one.
that one, and
Yeah,
then we're
they're
gonna
gonna
see the
show
other
us
variants later, and then we'll see
the
more
main one.
variants in one movie. Yeah,
Yeah, that's gonna be dope. Yeah,
yeah,
because this is I think from what I've read, this was the longest MCU phase.
yeah. It's 3 phases now. So Kang is gonna go
It's
through three
crazy.
of them,
Yeah,
right? Because the first
go to
phase
three.
was building up, right? Like we
Yup.
we ended with the Loki Avengers movie, then we ended with the
Hmm.
Ultron Avengers movie, and then
Hmm.
Thanos. This time you can't do that. Now it's three phases
No.
building up towards Kang. So it's like he's really going to be the big deal here, and
Yeah, it's gonna be
I'm all
dope,
for it.
man.
And I think they'll be able to
That's
do it right.
cool. Yeah,
But
think
that's the
about it. This is
optimism.
one villain, bro.
Cool. That
One
yeah, they'll
villain
have
is
people
to do.
sprinkled in, but
Yeah.
he's
So
multiple villains. He's I don't know if they're gonna put Galactus in these next three, or if Galactus would be the
yeah,
next
I don't
big
know.
bad. I don't know,
I don't
but I
know.
I like that. I like not knowing. Yeah, keep it in the dark. We'll watch it, and then
Yeah, yeah, it's fine. I don't
when
want to know.
Ant-Man
I
comes
don't want to
out,
know.
we'll
I
be
don't
able to
want to
sit
know.
down and break it down. Hopefully, when we record next time for Ant-Man and Wasp, that we get to sit here and talk good stuff. You know what I mean? Hopefully, because
Yeah,
now that
I
we're
hope.
talking about the
But
trailer, I
listen,
want us to go.
next week is Black Panther.
Is it? Oh shit! I have
Yeah,
my feelings on that too. It could go either way.
yeah. I don't
I'm
know.
not super optimistic,
I don't
but
have high hopes
yeah,
for it
but
because they're
but,
already
but
introducing, a young hero, but whatever. That's for
yeah,
another video.
that's
But
another. Yeah, yeah, we already went into it too
yeah,
much
it's
to jump
another
into the whole
video.
thing because
I think it's
who
in
knows?
next week. It's next week. Yeah, yeah.
It's soon though. I have been seeing things, but
Yeah.
thank you very much for talking to me about
Thank
Marvel,
you,
bro.
baby. That's
I
it.
finally feel like I don't have to. I got the She-Hulk weight off my chest because I was able to formulate my
I'm gonna
ideas,
delete
get it
these.
out.
I'm gonna delete these fucking notes. Get this shit off my phone, bro.
But
Done
yep,
talking about She-Hulk, bro.
yep. And now we can move on
That's
to the
it.
new
Move on
greater
to the good
things of
shit.
Phase Four.
To the nitty gritty.
But I want to talk about Love and Thunder soon. We'll schedule a day for that,
Yeah,
unless you think of
absolutely.
something more urgent. But that's pretty much it, man.
Absolutely.
I
That's
love you, my
it.
brother. Good talking to
I love
you.
you
You have a
too.
good
You
night.
already know.
Everybody,
Good
thanks for watching.
night.
Comment, like,
Comment,
subscribe.
like,
We'll keep them
describe.
coming. If you guys want us to review anything, talk about
Yes.
something,
The
you let us know.
Put that
Peace.
arrow right there.
It's no, it's
Right
oh
here, right
shit.
here.
It's moving. Hurry, click it
Oh,
before
it's
it goes away.
moving. It's like that. It's gonna hit the corner. It's gonna hit
Why
the
are you still
corner.
watching? The video's
Psych.
over. We're not even talking about it anymore.
Psych.
You have to click it. Click it now. Good night. See you guys next time. The
Boom.
video's gonna keep coming, more people coming. It's gonna be like Kang and all the variants. You know the deal.
We're gonna have mad variants of us.